Hi there. Welcome. Come on in and get yourself nice and comfortable. And how are you today? Okay. Well, what we're going to do today is a few memory tests. I'm going to be looking at your memory right here and right now. We're not going to be concentrating too much on your memory before or your memory of particular events. Is that okay? Going to be showing you some pictures of animals, a few number cards, some grids, things like that. Nothing to worry about. And if at any point you'd like to stop or take a break, just let me know, and that's absolutely fine. Any questions before we begin? Okay, well, I have a few for you, if you don't mind. So, just the basics. Do you remember your name? And do you remember your date of birth? And do you remember my name? And do you remember who we are to each other? Are we colleagues? Are we friends? How do we know each other? And the last pleasant thing you remember before this appointment? Okay. Ready to start? Okay. What I'm going to do is pop the clipboard down for a moment. I'll keep picking it back up, scribbling notes as we go, just to check on that progress. But what I'm going to do is show you a picture of some animals. I'll start with this one. We're going to start with a goat. What I'd like you to do is look at each of these pictures and try and remember as much information as you can. And then, once we've had a look at them all, I'm going to ask you to remember one or two distinct things about the image. So, take a look first at the goat. So things that you might notice are the big capital letter, what colour it is, the word, the image itself, what colour is the goat, and what features does the goat have. There's actually quite a lot to see in this image. So we'll see very soon how much you can remember. So that was the goat. Next, an antelope. So once again, you might want to look at the capital letter. So by now you might have worked out what the capital letter relates to. The word itself. The image itself. Is there anything striking about the image? What colour is the image? All of those kinds of things. Try and lock those away in your memory. You can say them out loud if you like. You can repeat things. Whatever you need to do to get that into your memory is absolutely fine. So there's that one. And then there is a bear. This one should be relatively easy for you to remember image-wise because it's a very odd shape for a bear, certainly. But once again, the things to notice are the colours of the words, the image itself, is there anything different about it? Is there anything that makes it particularly memorable? Is there any way that you can remember what you've seen? Okay, so put these back over here. I appreciate that you didn't have an awful lot of time to take a look. So don't worry if there's very little you can remember, and please don't worry if there's nothing at all. At the end of the day, you're here because you're having problems with your memory. A little test like this will hopefully help us to get it back. So, tell me first about that first image that I showed you. Tell me about the goat. Anything and everything you can remember. Good. Anything else? So here's that image again. So the orange capital G, the orange and yellow letters, the grey goat with the brown beigey, 2 horns, 2 little ears out to the side, all of those things. Good start. Do you remember what animal was next? So what can you tell me about the antelope? Okay, good. Anything else? Here's the image for you again. So, we're a blue colour this time, A for antelope, and light and darker blues for the word. And again, 2 lovely big ears, 2 big antlers, and some very big doe eyes. So that was the antelope. What animal was next? What can you tell me about the bear? Yes, the shape of the picture does stand out. Anything else? Here we go. So here's your image. Purple capital B. Purples and blues for bear, very odd shape. Big old grizzly bear. And then, what was the final animal we looked at? No? Nothing at all. Tell me about the dog. Okay. Capital D. Big puppy dog. No. That's okay. Please don't worry, that one was right at the end, so that's not a problem. 3 out of 4, it's very good. Any of those animals bring back any memories at all? Okay, no problem. Next, a short sequence of numbers to remember. On the cards, it's also written down. So, as you can see here, the number 9, you can either take a look at the number 9 or the word 9. It's entirely up to you, whatever helps you to remember the sequence. So, first number is 9. Then that's followed by 21. That is followed by 38. Do any of those numbers mean anything to you at all? Okay. So, can you tell me the numbers back? Yeah. And okay, so number 9. Number 21. Yep. Number 38. And no recollection of 22. Does this number mean anything to you at all? That's fine. That's fine. Once again, 3 out of 4. Might well just be that 3 is the right amount of things you can remember today. And that's absolutely fine. Because if you remember last time you were here, it was a lot less than that. Do you remember being here last time? That's fine. Next, we're going to take a look at a number grid. And we're simply going to add in the numbers. Let me show you. I'll hold it up for you. So, take a look. Here's the grid. And here are all the possible numbers. Now, hopefully, you should see a pattern quite quickly in this top grid. And hopefully you'll see the corresponding numbers down below. I'd like to give it a go. Great. So, number goes here. More of these. Good. So 1 and 2 goes there. Yeah. 3, 4, 5. Can you remember the sequence? Good. 6, 7, 8. Well done. 9, 10. Good. Sequence is going very well. Next. 11, 12, 13. Quite right. 14. Good. 15. See if we can get row 4. 16. 17. Good. 18, that's right. 19. 20. Can you carry on for me? What do you think the next numbers would be? 21. 22. Number mean anything? 23, good. 24. 25. Well done. Now, just quickly for me, take a look. These numbers here. This row, and then this row. All the numbers we used to fill in that grid. Can you see a pattern in there at all? Anything at all? No, that's absolutely fine. Good. Well, if we're looking at the amount of sequences we can remember, that is essentially 5. That was 5 whole rows. Well done. Next, we're going to fill in the missing letters of a word together. And then you're going to try and remember which letters were missing. And there's a picture clue to help you, because I'm not a terrible person. Which way should we put it this way? Okay, so here's your first one. What do you think the word is? Orange, quite right. So, which letters are missing? First one. O, good. Then R. Then the A is given to you. Next word, next letter, apologies. N. Next letter, G, quite right. So there we have the word orange, and when I ask you to remember the letters O, R, N and G are the ones we filled in. So I'll ask you the fruit and then the letters. So for this one you would say orange, O-R-N-G. Won't be doing many of these, don't worry. So there's that one. Next, carrying on with the fruit theme to keep things easy, keep things simple. This one. That's right. It's an apple. So the first letter. Good. That's an A. Then a P. Then. Good. Another P. And an L. And then. Good. An E. So here you have an apple missing the letters A, P and E. Okay? Great. So lock that in to the memory. Put these back on the clipboard for you so we can have a look together. Put them in the right order. So the first fruit that we looked at was an orange. That's right. And the missing letters were O, R, N and G. That's quite tricky to remember, so well done. And the next one that we did together, what fruit was that? Good, that was an apple. And the missing letters? Good. A, P and E. Well done. Now you're getting it. And the third fruit that we did together. Okay. Would you like to have a guess? Okay. The third fruit that we did together was a banana. And the letters that we filled in were B, A and N. There we go. Nothing. It's fine. Anything about the letter B at all? Okay. Again, Not to worry. I'm sure this will all come back with lots of practice. Make some notes quickly. 2 more things, and then I think that's enough memory recall for today. Working your brain very, very hard. I'd like you to take a look at this for me. Here we have a little grid with an x-axis and a y-axis. It's marked on there for you, up to the number 5, 5 both ways, down to -5. Without thinking too difficult, without thinking too hard. I don't want to make this difficult. I can't even say it. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Where might you place an X on this grid? Are you sure? Okay. The number 22 is still not meaning anything to you. Okay. One final test. And it's okay if nothing comes to mind. Take a look here. It looks a little bit like a grid, but it isn't. It's lots of different lines. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 boxes each. 11 spaces. If you were to fill this up with letters that might make passwords, for example, have a think about what they might be. What I'd like to do is leave this with you, and if something springs into your mind that might be an 11-letter password, then write it down. Give it a go. Who knows? It might just be something. Might well unlock something. We just don't know. Your other alternative is 11 numbers. Might spring to mind. It might well be a combination of all sorts of things. Take another look. Obviously it's a blank piece of paper now, but often we are encouraged, let's say, to make nice, strong passwords. And it might be a combination of words and numbers. It might be something like dog 22 banana. For example, we just don't know. But if anything springs to mind, I'd like you to just make a note. So I think it might well help in your recovery. So this is for you. I'll leave that there. Just make some final notes. I can find my notes amongst all of these pieces of paper. Let me make some final notes. While you have a think, do you have any questions for me at all? Well, we will continue to meet as we have before, although I get a feeling you don't remember having ever been here before. Have we ever met? Do you remember me at all? That's fine. Well, thank you very much for coming here today. I'm very grateful for your time, and I know that it can be a little worrying when you don't remember names, faces, places, things like that. But please know that we are here for you anytime. We will reach out to you and invite you back when there's been a little more time elapsed, and hopefully your memory will be improving. In my pocket, I have some cards, and I'd like you to take one with you. And at some point, hopefully, you'll take a look and remember that it's me. And you'll give me a call. And we can take another look at these tests together. But in the meantime, it was really lovely to see you today. Take care.